From strange crafts that vanish in seconds to mysterious figures hovering where nothing should be, here are the most chilling sky moments ever caught on camera. So, let's begin. Pyramids aren't just found in deserts. They sometimes show up in the sky too. While flying a helicopter, a pilot spotted a pyramid-shaped UFO hovering in midair. This strange object wasn't just hanging there, it had colorful patterns all over it, making it even more eye-catching. The UFO didn't move like normal aircraft. It stayed still, with its sharp pyramid shape standing out against the clouds. The bright glowing colors made the whole scene even more unbelievable. Although no one knows exactly what it was, sightings of geometric objects like this have happened before. Whether it was advanced technology or just a rare weather effect, it was a once-in-a-lifetime sight for the pilot. Rooftop UFO sighting. Only in New York, where you can spot celebrities, grab a pizza at 3 a.m., and apparently watch a UFO land on a rooftop. Yes, a massive UFO appeared in the sky near a tall building, and it wasn't just passing through. The object was huge, with a dark, smooth surface. It hovered near the building for a bit, before making a slow, controlled landing on the roof. People on the street couldn't believe it. Some even pulled out their phones to capture the scene. With so many cameras around these days, it's getting harder for strange things to stay hidden. Who knows what else might show up in the sky next? Nighttime UFO landing. The Amazon rainforest, famous for its wild animals, towering trees, and UFO landings. Yep, in 2020, a strange UFO was spotted slowly coming down from the sky late at night. Its lights blinked in a steady rhythm, glowing against the dark forest. Witnesses said the object was big and completely silent. It moved smoothly before landing in a remote area, lighting up the trees around it. The lights flickered for a while, like it was checking something out. With all the rare species and unexplored spots in the Amazon, it's no surprise that even UFOs might want to drop by. Pyramid UFO mystery. Okay, UFOs are already weird, but a pyramid-shaped one? That's next level. In Yakutia, an old video captured a strange object floating in the sky, shaped like a pyramid. And here's the wild part. It didn't just fly away. It vanished. Poof. Gone. Without making a sound. The footage is pretty old, so it's a little blurry. But one thing stands out. A bright blue light glowing from the object. Some people think it might be connected to the ancient pyramids in Yakutia, which have fascinated researchers for years. Flying saucer. Summer vacations usually bring beach trips and barbecues, but in Krasnodar, they brought a flying saucer. A clear video caught a classic disc-shaped UFO hovering right over a building. And get this, it wasn't just floating there. It was slowly spinning around, like it wanted to be noticed. It stayed in one spot for a while before casually moving on, like it was on a sightseeing tour. The video is so sharp, you can see every detail. No blurry, "Is that a bird?" nonsense here. With footage this clear, it's one of the best UFO sightings ever caught on camera. If UFOs are out here vacationing, what's next? Crop circles at the beach? UFO over Altai. The Altai Mountains, famous for their rugged peaks and ancient secrets, just got even cooler. Why? People spotted a strange black object hovering high above the mountains. And get this, it wasn't shaped like any plane, helicopter, or drone you've ever seen. Right in the middle on top, it had a bright light shining like it wanted to be noticed. It just hung there, totally still, like it owned the sky. After a while, it vanished. No noise, no trail, just gone. Was it advanced tech showing off? Some next-level flying machine? Whatever it was, it clearly had style, and a dramatic exit to match. UFO takes a swim.
Вот она милая.
A UFO going for a swim? Now that's a plot twist. In Arizona, people saw a strange object dive straight into the water like it belonged there. It didn't just sink, it glided under the surface smoothly, like it was built for both air and sea. After a few moments, the UFO went back into the sky at an insane speed, leaving wild ripples behind. Whatever it wasn't messing around. One minute it was chilling underwater, the next, it was gone, just like that.
Давай, вали отсюда!
Cigar UFO mystery. In Russia, a man caught a strange cigar-shaped UFO on camera. It was long, smooth, and didn't have any wings or propellers. It moved slowly and steadily through the sky, not wobbling or shaking like a regular drone or plane. Honestly, it looked way too fancy to be some random balloon drifting around. And if it's a secret aircraft, they're not doing a great job keeping it secret by flying it out in the open. Whatever it was, it definitely wasn't your everyday flying machine. At this point, the sky's basically a live-action sci-fi show. What's next? A flying toaster? Fast UFO. Evening skies are usually full of birds heading home, but this time, something else showed up. In Brazil, a man spotted a UFO floating completely still in the air. It didn't move, almost like it was watching something below. For a few minutes, it just hovered silently. Then, out of nowhere, it shot off at an unbelievable speed and disappeared in seconds. The man was shocked. No plane or helicopter moves that fast. Some think it might have been checking out the area before zooming away. Whatever it was, it definitely wasn't a bird. UFO stops traffic. Traffic jams are the worst, right? But imagine being stuck on a busy road and suddenly everyone is looking up at the sky instead of moving. That's what happened in New Jersey when a UFO appeared. It floated above the road with a glowing light in the middle that pulsed softly, like it was doing something important. People driving by and walking on the street grabbed their phones and started recording. The UFO didn't move fast or disappear. It just stayed in the air, calm and quiet. It's not every day you see something like that while sitting in traffic. Portal at 30,000 feet. Airplane rides usually mean snacks and tiny seats, but sometimes you get a front row view of something weird. That's what happened when passengers spotted a smoky, swirling portal high in the sky. It wasn't a regular cloud. This thing had a dark, hazy outline and looked like it was spinning in place. It just hovered there, as if it didn't care if the plane was speeding by. It wasn't moving like a plane or a drone, and it definitely didn't look like anything you'd expect to see at 30,000 feet. As the plane flew on, the strange portal was left behind, fading into the distance. Just when you think flying is boring, the sky throws in a mystery. Glowing green UFO. Okay, UFOs with green lights, that's classic alien movie stuff, but this one was real. People spotted a UFO hovering in the sky at night with glowing green lights circling around it. The lights were bright, steady, and looked super high-tech. It wasn't zipping around like in the movies. Nope, it moved slowly, almost like it wanted to be seen. Some thought it was saucer-shaped, but it was hard to tell in the dark. Whatever it was, those eerie green lights made it stand out. Puffy sky wonders.
¿Qué es eso? ¿Qué está bien esa nube?
Mammatus clouds are some of the coolest clouds you can spot in the sky. They hang like soft pouches under bigger clouds, usually forming beneath cumulonimbus clouds. While they often appear during strong thunderstorms, they also show up when the weather is calm. These clouds come in all kinds of shapes and textures. Some looked smooth, others rough, and their colors ranged from bright white to nearly clear. Depending on their shape, they could resemble tennis balls, melons. They are formed when cool air sank inside the cloud, instead of rising like most clouds. Seen best when the sun was low, they created a stunning, otherworldly sight, especially during warm months. Cloaked figure vanishes.
What the? It looks like it's moving with the clouds.
In one bizarre event, people spotted a strange figure floating high above. It wasn't a bird, a balloon, or even a drone. It looked like a cloaked figure hanging eerily in the sky. The shape was weird, kind of shifting like it had a life of its own. It didn't sway like a balloon or make noise like a drone. It just hovered there, totally still. Then, without any warning, the figure drifted into the clouds and disappeared. No lights, no sound, just gone.
Oh, did you see this?
Something fell. But what? In India, people were shocked when a strange creature dropped from above. When it hit the ground, a huge cloud of dust rose, making it hard to see what it actually was. Some thought it was a rare creature, while others guessed it might be space debris. Whatever it was, it left everyone confused. Honestly, with all the wild stuff happening these days, who knows what's next? Maybe a flying unicorn? Floating rectangles. Show. Back in 2021, something seriously strange was caught on camera near the Black Lagoon beach in Gelendzhik. A big black rectangular object was just floating above the trees. And get this, smaller rectangles were spinning around it, like it was pulling them in. It looked like a whirlwind made of floating shapes. And the best part? These things weren't quiet. They were making a sound. No one knows where they went or what they wanted. But those who saw it still say, what they saw wasn't from here, not from this world at all. Giant UFO over Hawaii. A spaceship straight out of Star Wars showed up near the mountains in Hawaii. No joke, this thing was massive, so huge it made the mountain look tiny. And it wasn't some clunky machine. It had a sleek, futuristic design, like it belonged in a sci-fi movie. It floated quietly, staying perfectly still at times, then slowly gliding across the sky, almost like it was searching for a place to land. Whatever technology it used, it was way ahead of anything humans could build. After hanging around for a while, it drifted off and disappeared. I mean, when a spaceship that size shows up, you definitely notice. Clouds or movie props? Next up, people in Georgia were stunned by an unusual cloud formation in the sky. The massive clouds had a strange, almost eerie look, as if something was about to emerge from behind them. These clouds were huge and stretched across the sky in layers, resembling giant shelves. Their size and shape made the scene look almost unreal, like something out of a movie. As they rolled in, many onlookers stopped to take photos and videos, amazed by the rare sight. Despite their dramatic appearance, these were just shelf clouds, a natural weather phenomenon. They often form ahead of storms when cool air pushes under warm air, creating their unique, layered shape. Sky full of portals.
Bro, look at these clouds. What is going on?
Nature always finds a way to surprise people, and the sky is no exception. Off the coast of Key West, something unusual caught everyone's attention. While fishing, a man spotted massive clouds shaped like giant portals. There wasn't just one. Several of these cloud formations stretched across the sky, creating an incredible scene. The sunlight made the clouds look even more impressive, highlighting their curved edges. These rare clouds likely formed due to shifting winds and moisture in the air. Even though they looked strange, they were just another fascinating weather phenomenon. For those who saw them, it was a breathtaking sight and a reminder that the sky can be full of surprises.
What is that?
Okay. But look over there, there's a circle one that's...
Giant storm alert. Supercell storms are like the giants of the sky. Huge, powerful, and hard to ignore. In Australia, a massive supercell thunderstorm appeared, leaving people amazed. This wasn't just any storm. It had rotating updrafts, making it one of the strongest and most intense types of storms out there. Supercells form when wind changes direction or speed at different heights, causing the air inside to spin. As the storm grows, this rotation can get stronger, sometimes leading to fierce weather. While not every supercell creates a tornado, the most powerful ones usually come from these storms. Even though they can be destructive, supercells are a stunning sight. Their swirling, towering clouds are a powerful reminder of nature's raw energy. Japan's unique cloud. Clouds can take on some amazing shapes, but one cloud in Japan really stood out. It had a strange circular shape that looked like a doorway in the sky. The cloud was dimly lit, giving it a unique and eye-catching appearance. It seemed to hover quietly, unlike the usual fluffy clouds you see every day. Unusual cloud shapes often happen because of changing weather conditions, like shifts in wind and temperature. This cloud, however, looked different from most, making it a rare sight. Colorful scarf cloud. Nature always finds a way to surprise us, and on August 21st, 2022, the sky over China put on a colorful show. A rare circular rainbow cloud called a scarf cloud appeared, leaving everyone amazed. This stunning sight happened when strong winds from a thunderstorm pushed moist air upward, forming a thin cloud over the storm's peak. When sunlight hit the tiny water droplets and ice crystals inside the cloud, it scattered into a rainbow of colors. Although it looked unusual, this beautiful display was just a natural weather event. It's moments like these that show how nature can turn the sky into a breathtaking work of art. X in the sky. Dark clouds always make the sky feel a little dramatic, don't they? One day, as heavy clouds covered the sky, something unusual appeared, a circular shape with a bold X right in the middle. The sight stood out against the dark background, catching everyone's attention. As if that wasn't enough, flashes of lightning lit up the sky, making the X-shaped formation look even more striking. It was likely a natural weather event caused by shifting winds and cloud movements, but it sure looked impressive. Orbs on the move. Floating lights in the sky? Now that's a sight you don't see every day. In Korea, hundreds of glowing orbs appeared, moving in a clear pattern instead of just drifting around. It almost looked like they were forming a message. The orbs stayed visible for a while, slowly changing positions before fading away. Many believed it was a rare weather event, possibly caused by reflections or atmospheric conditions. Whatever the cause, the glowing display was both fascinating and unusual. Black Ring Mystery. Celebrations are all about fun, music, and fireworks, but this one had an unexpected guest. During a huge event in England, a dark, circular shape appeared in the sky, grabbing everyone's attention. It floated above the crowd, looking completely out of place. People stared in surprise, trying to figure out what it was. Some thought it was smoke from the fireworks, while others had no clue. The black ring hovered for a while before slowly fading away. It was probably a smoke vortex, a rare effect caused by explosions or machinery, but it definitely left everyone talking long after the party ended. Orbs in the sky. Florida's night sky usually means stars, planes, and maybe a shooting star. But this time, something way cooler showed up. People spotted strange glowing orbs flying across the sky, lighting things up with bright blue lights. And these weren't tiny specks, they looked huge. What made it even wilder? Smaller blue lights floated around them, almost like they were part of a planned formation. It was likely a group of drones or some high-tech aircraft, but the unusual sight definitely got people talking. Whatever it was, there's no denying it. Those glowing blue lights created a stunning scene against the dark sky. Glowing sky wonder. A glowing red object floated silently over China, shining a bright orange-red light against the evening sky. It didn't make a sound or show any signs of how it was moving. It just hovered there, glowing like a fiery ember in the air. The people who captured it couldn't take their eyes off it. Some thought it looked like a UFO, while others guessed it might be a drone or something unusual. Whatever it was, the glowing object lit up the night beautifully. It eventually faded away. Sky Secret Show. Islands are all about sunshine and ocean views, but sometimes the sky puts on a different kind of show. People on an island in the Maldives spotted something strange floating above them, a mysterious object with smoke coming out of it. It wasn't a plane, and it definitely wasn't a cloud. Whatever it was, it had everyone staring. To make things even more interesting, birds were flying around it, almost like they were reacting to its presence. Honestly, it looked like something straight out of a Harry Potter movie, like a Dementor was about to swoop down and suck out everyone's happiness. Luckily, no one needed a Patronus charm, but the eerie scene definitely felt like magic was in the air. Mysterious beam. Laser beams are usually for parties or sci-fi movies, but Germany's sky had a show of its own. A strange green light appeared, and to make things even cooler, a bright beam shot straight down from it. It looked like a massive spotlight from the sky, and people couldn't stop staring. The glowing light stood out against the night, making the whole scene feel unreal. Some thought it was just a rare weather thing, while others joked that a hunter's beam or some kid's laser pointer had gotten seriously out of hand. Whatever it was, the beam stayed for a while before slowly fading away, leaving everyone with one big question. What was that? Honestly, if aliens ever needed a fancy flashlight, this would be it. Wizard's mistake? If you've ever watched Fantastic Beasts, you know an obscurus is that dark, swirling mass of magic. And guess what? Something just like it showed up over the water in Spain. A strange figure floated above the sea, twisting and stretching like it had slipped right out of the wizarding world. It wasn't a bird, it wasn't a plane. It honestly looked like an obscurus hovering over the waves. Some people thought it was a rare weather phenomenon, but come on, it had serious magical vibes. As it hung there, quiet and eerie, you half expected Newt Scamander to pop out and trap it. Eventually, the strange form faded into the sky, leaving people wondering if they'd just seen a little piece of the Fantastic Beasts universe in real life. Sky full of spark.
Holy shit! What the heck is that?
What is happening?
Fireworks are always a blast. Literally, they light up the sky, make us wow, and are the perfect excuse to stare upwards. But recently, people in the USA spotted something that looked like fireworks with a twist. It wasn't bursting in the air, it was gliding smoothly, like a drone showing off with fireworks strapped to it. This strange object left behind a glowing trail that sparkled and spread across the night sky. Some thought it was a meteor or space junk, but come on, since when do meteors fly that smoothly?
What is that?
Mysterious smoke. Airplane rides usually mean snacks, naps, and hoping your seatmate doesn't hog the armrest. But on one flight, things got way more interesting when passengers spotted a UFO outside the plane, leaving behind a trail of black smoke. Yeah, not your typical in-flight entertainment. It didn't look like any regular aircraft. No wings, no lights, nothing familiar. It hovered for a bit, then shot off in a different direction. Some people thought it might be a fancy drone or a secret military craft, while others said the black smoke was just a weird contrail. Whatever it was, it turned an ordinary flight into a sky-high mystery no one's forgetting anytime soon. Glowing skyfall. Orbs floating way too close above your head. Yeah, that's enough to freak anyone out. One night in England, people spotted multiple glowing orbs falling slowly from the sky. These things weren't like regular meteors. They didn't burn out or vanish. Instead, they glowed like fire and floated down gently, almost like they were controlled by something. The orbs got so close that people panicked. Some even ran for their lives, thinking the glowing swarm might come right at them. So, if you ever see glowing orbs get too close, maybe keep your running shoes handy. Green glow above. Green lights in the sky? Now that's a head-turner. There's just something about weird lights overhead that gets people talking. One night, 3 bright green lights decided to put on a show above the city. The lights hovered for a while, glowing like giant glow sticks at a rave, before slowly gliding away. Whatever they were, they definitely weren't your everyday aircraft. Some thought they were drones. Others joked about aliens making a pit stop. Either way, they put on a performance no one's forgetting anytime soon. UFO invasion, night. Okay, you know New York is famous for bright lights and wild nights, but in December 2017, the sky decided to join the party. On the nights of December 27th and 28th, something unbelievable happened. Hundreds of mysterious lights appeared above New York State, and people couldn't stop watching. These weren't just random flickers. They moved in strange, organized patterns, almost like they were trying to spell out a message. First, they hovered in one place, then shifted into different shapes. It wasn't 1 or 2 lights, there were hundreds, making it one of the biggest UFO sightings ever recorded. To this day, no one really knows what they were. Was it advanced tech? A rare natural event? What do you think? Sky's alien prank. Back in 2022, a weird cloud appeared over Bursa, Turkey, and it had everyone looking up. This cloud wasn't your usual fluffy sky fluff. It looked just like a UFO. With its saucer shape and rusty orange color, it seemed like an alien spaceship was hovering above. People quickly grabbed their phones, snapping photos and videos of the wild sight. But here's the truth. No aliens were involved. It was actually a lenticular cloud, a rare cloud type that forms over mountains or hills. The way the sunlight hit the cloud made it look even cooler, adding to the illusion. It might have looked like a scene from a sci-fi movie, but it was just nature showing off. Blink and it's gone. Walking alone in a forest during the evening? Yeah, not exactly a relaxing stroll, especially when the sun starts to set, and every sound feels a little too creepy. But imagine spotting something even weirder, a saucer-shaped object gliding through the sky. That's exactly what happened when people in a quiet forest saw a strange UFO floating overhead. It wasn't moving fast, almost like it was checking things out. Then, out of nowhere, a bright light beamed down from the UFO, lighting up the trees. The glow was super bright, but only lasted a few seconds. And just like that, it was gone. The UFO shot off at an unbelievable speed, leaving everyone speechless. Whatever it was, it definitely wasn't your average airplane. Black hole in the sky. Driving at night can be boring until you see something wild in the sky. In Switzerland, drivers couldn't believe their eyes when a strange, dark object appeared above the highway. It wasn't a cloud or some lost balloon. Nope, this thing looked like a black hole, as if it had popped out of a sci-fi movie. The object just hovered there completely still. No lights, no wings, and it didn't float away like smoke. It just stayed. People snapped photos and videos, trying to make sense of it. Eventually, it faded and vanished, but the questions stuck around. Spiral UFO or rocket? Wow! Space stuff is always exciting, right? Especially when it puts on a light show. One night in Dallas, Texas, people saw a glowing object moving in the sky. It wasn't flying in a straight line. Nope. It was making spiral patterns, kind of like a giant Wi-Fi signal but going both ways. The bright swirls lit up the night sky, and for a moment, it looked like the UFO was sending some kind of signal. But no aliens here. It turned out to be the American Falcon 9 rocket doing its thing. Just another day of science making the sky look cooler than a movie scene.
Oh, see that?
And now, let us move on to our subscriber pick of the day. Airplane windows can show you some pretty cool views. Clouds, sunsets, and apparently UFOs? That's right. During a flight, a passenger spotted something wild outside. A saucer-shaped object cruising through the sky. This thing wasn't some regular plane. It had a shiny metallic surface that reflected the sunlight, making it impossible to miss. It didn't wobble or drift. It moved smooth and steady, like it had a plan. For a moment, it just hovered there, gliding through the air like it owned the place. The passenger watched closely until the UFO vanished from sight. Just imagine casually looking out your window and seeing that. Flying might never feel the same again.